Hey guys, it's Griffinoni here, and welcome back to Pokémon HeartGold. Last time, we got the radio card installed in our Pokegear, and we also took on Whitney, the gym leader. It was a very hard-fought battle, but we won. Now, I need to show you guys a little clip of something that happened just before I started the episode properly, because I've been going to the Goldenrod radio tower regularly to try to do the daily drawing, and literally just after I started recording, I got this. Okay, before we get started with anything, let's take a look and see how we're doing today. Did we actually win anything? What? What? Oh my God! Holy, that's such a big deal! Ah! Oh, that's nice! Yeah, we got the EXP share. We got the third best prize that we could possibly get. Getting the EXP share this early is so helpful. That is going to make going through the rest of this game so easy. Getting it, I'm floored. I cannot believe that happened. I know that it's been kind of a wavy situation as far as like my luck is concerned in this game, but I think we've bounced back and we are off to a spectacular start. So this episode, what we're going to do, we're going to take care of a few more items of business in Goldenrod City, and then we are going to head north. There are still several things that we need to do, but it is relatively short compared to all the other stuff that we have previously done. So let's get started. I think the first thing we need to do is I just want to address this house right here. Yes, hello. Oh, you collect Pokemon? My son Bill is an expert. He just got called to the Pokemon Center in Ecruteak City. What do you have to say, tiny child? My big brother Bill made the Pokemon storage system. Okay, so this is Bill's house. We've been told about Bill on a couple of occasions previously, but now we have confirmation that this is Bill's official residence, or at least his official residence in Johto. So while there isn't really anything for us to do here at the moment, we definitely want to remember this house for later, because it is going to come up at a later time. Now, just west of the Pokemon radio tower, I want to go over here and I want to address this building here real quick. The Global Terminal. An amazing and completely global terminal. So, I just want to say straight up, this is a new area that was introduced in HeartGold and Soul Silver that allows you, at least at the time of the game being made, to do a bunch of stuff online with people all around the world. However, the service that would enable us to use the global terminal to any effective means has long since been discontinued. So, I am acknowledging its existence here, but I have no intention of covering the global terminal in any meaningful detail, as there really is no practical purpose to doing so at this point. If you want me to go over the global terminal in detail when we get to like the very, very end of the Let's Play, let me know and I'll see what I can do. But for the immediate moment, I'm simply acknowledging that it is here and it is simply a lost relic. The next thing I want to do, I want to head down here because I believe there is a certain shop that we need to go to. Bike Shop Goldenrod Branch. The world is a cycling path. Yes, this is where I want to go. And I want to talk to you, good sir. I open a branch here, but I can't sell my bicycles. Why is that? Could you ride a bicycle and advertise for me? I absolutely will. Really? Great. Give me your name and phone number and I'll loan you a bicycle. We will do this. We obtained the bicycle. And now we have the ability to use bike. So what I would like to do is I'm going to go in my bag here. I'm going to register bicycle. So you'll notice if you look at the bottom screen here, you'll actually see that there are two different registration things. You can actually have up to two things registered at a time in this game. Now, the unfortunate thing is that because the old rod is the first thing I registered, it's the one that's assigned to the Y button, but I can still tap the screen on the bottom, like so, and instant get on my bike. And this is the really neat thing about this bike is that you can go around and ride it. And as you go through the game, I do recommend, as you are willing to, go ride your bike because it does make some differences at times. Let's see. The fact that you have a bike means you got it from a bike shop, right? All right, I can say there's a bike shop somewhere in the city. Yeah, that's actually a really nice thing about this game is that some of the characters actually do have unique dialogue depending on whether or not you're riding a bike. Radio Tower in Goldenrod City is a landmark. We're running a promotional campaign right now. The modify your Pokegear so you can also serve as a radio. Oh, your Pokegear works as a radio. Nice. Do you have anything new to say? Yeah, I got trouble for playing in the basement of the department store. Well, at the very least, this one guy over here rewards you for having your bike out. So, yeah, very nice. And I do like the music of the bike. Now then, there is one other thing that I want to do is I want to go here. And I want to talk to you. Apparently, there's an odd tree on Route 36. They say it dances when you water it. Oh, that's a plane badge from Goldenrod's gym. Did you defeat Whitney? Well, then there's nothing to worry about, is there? I'll let you use this squirt bottle for a while, then... Oh, never mind. Keep it. We got the squirt bottle, another important key item. Now, we're not going to be able to do anything with this today, but it is important that we grab this now. We wouldn't have been able to get this until we had gotten the plane badge, which is why I did not really cover it previously, but yeah. It is going to come up later, and for those of you who remember about the weird tree on Route 36, that is going to be our intended purpose with this. All right, enough beating around the bush. It is time. We need to do some work here at the Name Raider house. But before we do that, I need to get some Pokemon in my party because we have a lot of Pokemon to catch up on as far as Pokemon that need to be nicknamed. So let me rearrange the party a little bit and I'll grab some buddies. Okay, I've assembled a new party of Pokemon that we need to nickname, so let's get to work. Welcome to the Nickname Raider area. And I'm just gonna say, this is probably the coolest Name Raider area in like the entire franchise. Obviously, in later games, it doesn't even matter because there is no designated person for this, but I think just in terms of rating the nicknames of Pokemon, this is the coolest way they could have done it. Hello, I'm the official Name Raider. Want me to rate the nicknames of your Pokemon? Oh boy, do we. Now, before we get started with this, because I am going to kind of go through all the Pokemon that we need to cover in rapid fire succession, at the point that I'm currently recording this video, the first 12 episodes have been made public. As such, I'm only going to cover Pokemon that have been mentioned or nicknamed in the comments from those first 12 episodes. So anything from episodes 13 to 15 that were mentioned, not that there was much between those, are not going to be covered here. So bear with me as we go through this, but if there's something from 13 you're like, oh, I really wanted to cover, that's why. Anyway, let's get started. Our first nickname for the day is going to be Senpai for Sentret. This nickname was recommended by UberDan9254. It was just meant to be a silly pun, according to him. Also suggested by UberDan9254 is Nibbler. The explanation he provided is because Rattata nibbles, and it was an unintentional reference to Futurama based on discussion in the comments. For Pidgey's nickname, Minor Mole suggested Dolores, because Pidgey was a pain to catch. Also suggested by Minor Mole is Jackie for Spearow. It was meant to be a reference to Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow, Jack Spearow, you get it. Also suggested by Minor Mole is Dwayne for Geodude. This is both a reference to Dwayne The Rock Johnson and specifically a reference to Dwayne the Geodude from Minor Mole's Soul Silver Nuzlocke. Next up, suggested by UberDan9254, he suggested nicknaming our Bellsprout Venus in reference to a Venus flytrap. UberDan9254 also came up for suggestions for all the different Unknown that I've caught so far. So for Unknown D, he suggested Dinner. For Unknown I, he suggested Ink. For Unknown H, he suggested Happy. For Unknown E, he suggested I. And for Unknown F, he suggested Funky. Do bear in mind moving forward that if I catch any more forms of Unknown, each and every individual letter is on the table for being called on a nickname. So if you want to suggest a nickname for future Unknown, please do so. I will keep them in mind when I do have to go back to catch more Unknown. And that's all the Pokemon nicknames that I'm going to be covering for the time being. There are a few more Pokemon that are queued up, but just so we can kind of get into a regular pattern of starting episodes the way I want to, I'm going to stagger the rest out so that way when a new episode starts, we'll start every episode off with a new nickname, just to kind of make it like the old days, you know? Anyway, that takes care of all the business that we have in Goldenrod City. Now, before we do leave, I am going to suggest one thing, and this may seem very strange, but I highly recommend before you leave to keep an empty slot in your party. The reason may not become obvious at first, but just for your relative convenience, it is going to be important that you keep an empty slot in your party for the time being. Now then, let's go ahead. Excuse me, kid. I received this letter the other day from a friend of mine. God bless. Here's the reply that I wrote. I'm stuck here and was wondering if you could deliver it. He's on Route 31. Can you help a guy out? Yes, you absolutely want to do this. Wow, thanks. Given received the Spearow with mail. My friend is on Route 31. Oh yeah, there was a weird tree blocking that road. I wonder if it's been cleared. So yeah, we have a Spearow in the party all of a sudden. It's actually decently strong. Kenya the Spearow, level 20, AC Nature. Held in the Grass Mail, Keen Eye for the ability. With moves Leer for your attack, Pursuit, and Aerial Ace. I believe it becomes the highest level of, like, the level of the highest level Pokemon in your party, or it's just level 20 by default. But regardless, this is a new Pokemon that legitimately does not belong to us. It has a unique trainer ID and everything. So there actually are two different things you can do with this Spearow. If you want to keep Kenya the Spearow for yourself, you absolutely can. And it is nice because Kenya does get all the benefits of being obtained as a traded Pokemon because it's not originally yours, so it will get a 50% EXP boost whenever you use it in battle. Or you can do something else with Kenya later on, and that's what I'm going to be doing, just to show off everything. But for now, we'll keep Spearow in the party. Why not? But yeah, that's why you needed to keep an empty slot, literally just for that. What do you have to say, lady? I may not look it, but I'm pretty good at mechanics. Do you want to know how to listen to the radio? Sure. You open your Pokegear and press the radio button. Then you see the screen for tuning in a signal. The middle of the screen is the radio reception map. You can move the blinking mark on the map around to tune into different radio shows. For those who think this is a pain, there are 4 channels, 2 on each side for easy tuning. Well, thank you for showing the physical mechanics of things and making my previous commentary redundant. Anyway, let's go on. I cannot top today. Route 35, south to Goldenrod City. That's not what I want. So as you can see, we do have some new trainers here to fight, and there actually are a handful of new Pokemon that we need to discuss as well. So while we are going through this, I'm going to speed things up, play a little music, and do our usual thing. Now, before I do anything, I do want to point out that because I so fortunately got the EXP share, I went ahead and gave it to Hogan so he can catch up. Now we don't have to do switch training on low-level Pokemon. We can just use the EXP share. I cannot emphasize how stupidly lucky I am for getting this. This is way too early to have the EXP share. It's going to make going through this game a lot easier. I don't care. Let's go. Are you going to the gym? Me too! No! I already beat Miltank! Anyway, we have 3 new Pokemon that we need to discuss on this particular route. The first Pokemon that we can find here on Route 35 is Nidoran Female. This Nidoran, between the 2 versions, is the more defensive of the 2, but it's still a rock-solid choice. It will evolve into Nidorina relatively soon and will learn a good mix of Poison and Dark-type moves, while also learning support moves such as Toxic Spikes, Helping Hand, and Flatter. And the nice thing is, once you're able to get a Moonstone, you'll be able to evolve it again into Nidoqueen, one of the best and most balanced Poison ground types in the game. It's compatible with a surprising amount of TMs, which enables it to do almost anything. It has Poison Point to help deal with physical threats, and it takes hits really well while being able to hit back pretty hard. The only thing you need to be mindful of is that Nidoqueen does miss out on learning certain moves via level up if you evolve your Nidorina too early. If you don't mind waiting for it, I recommend waiting until Nidorina gets to level 43, where she will learn Crunch, one of the best physical dark type moves in the game. But if you just want the raw power and don't mind spending some TMs, then by all means, go for Nidoqueen as soon as you can. Alternatively, you can find Nidoran Male on this route. Nidoran male is pretty similar to the female counterpart, but there are some minor differences. It evolves into Nidorino at level 16 and then further evolves into Nidoking with the Moonstone. It has the same compatibility with TMs as Nidoqueen, but unlike Nidoqueen, Nidoking hits a little harder and faster while not quite having as good defenses. That isn't to say it's bad by any means, it's just better suited for offense. Everything I said about Nidoqueen otherwise pretty much applies here. It's an excellent Pokemon that has served me well in the past, and if you decide to go for it, it will take you all the way. If you do decide to go for it, I recommend waiting to evolve Nidorino until level 43, when Nidorino learns Poison Jab, one of the best and most elusive physical poison moves in the game. And found a whopping 1% of the time here is Yanma. Now, if there is any bug type that was made substantially better in Gen 4, it is Yanma, and with good reason. Yanma has pitiful stats, especially when it comes to its defenses and physical attack. Its only saving grace was its decent speed, and the ability Speed Boost, which boosted its speed stat every turn. Its poor offensive power was further accentuated by the fact that all bug and flying type moves prior to Gen 4 were physical, and its moveset was complete trash. That all changed between both the physical special split and its much needed evolution, Yanmega. Not only did it get better moves, including Bug Bite, Night Slash, U-Turn, Air Slash, and Bug Buzz, but it got significantly better attack, defense, and especially its special attack, going from base 75 to an astonishing base 116. And all you have to do to evolve it is have it learn Ancient Power, which Yanma learns naturally at level 33. Between its improved stats and speed boost, Yanmega can easily turn into a devastating sweeper of a bug type, giving Yanma the potential it so desperately needed. The only problems with Yanmega are that its typing is not great defensively, and its special defense barely improves upon evolution. So while it is much better and much more worth your time to consider using, it does require a bit of caution. Also, while it does learn all those moves I listed, some of the better moves like Air Slash and Bug Buzz don't come up until much later in its development, and will likely not see any use until the post-game. Should that deter you from using this thing? Absolutely not. Okay, I believe that takes care of all the Pokemon, as well as all the Pokemon trainers here. Now, like the previous instance, there is a security guard here. Your Pokemon look pretty tough. You can go anywhere safely. Right now, he's pretty nice and timid, but if you were to talk to him at night, he will fight you, just like the other security guards, so you do want to be mindful of that. Now, there is a little bit more that we need to do here. If nothing else, we do need to go around and we need to catch some Pokemon, so let's get to work on that. Ah, our first victim of the day. So, Saris, not in the best condition right now. We were fighting a Magmar earlier, and Saris got burned by its flame body. But more importantly, Saris finally grew to level 17 and got wing attack. So now, Saris can properly deal effective damage. Am I going to be doing that right this moment? No, because I'm trying to catch Nidoran. But actually, I may have to, because Saris is burned, which has her attack. But either way, we finally do have wing attack properly, so now Saris is going to be a lot more helpful moving forward, just for that sheer fact alone. Okay, critical hit against all odds. Good job, Saris. Alright, Nidoran has been caught. Or at least the Nidoran female has. Nidoran female, the poison pin Pokemon. The poison hidden in its small horn is extremely potent. Even a tiny scratch can have fatal results. That's referring to her poison point ability. Would you like to give a nickname to Nidoran female? Feel free to suggest one in the comments, because now you know that there is a reward later on. I don't believe you fight me, do you? Nope, you do. You do. I did not cover all the trainers. I'll go anywhere if bug Pokemon appear there. I guess we can do a proper debut battle now that Saris is mostly healed up. This definitely looks like a good target for Ceres's new wing attack. So let's get into it. Let's see that damage. Yeah, 3/4. Way to go, Ceres. I promise she'll get better, guys. Like, seriously, this is just but the start of just a huge spike upwards in how useful Ceres is going to be moving forward. But there we go. I see. So you can battle that way. Yeah, I can battle that way. As in spamming wing attack twice. You'll trade phone numbers with me, won't you? Yes, I will. Because I love getting random phone calls from random strangers. You know, just like the real life. If I feel like battling again, I'll be sure to give you a call. Much appreciated. Now, let's go ahead and find ourselves some more Pokemon. I believe there is an item that we need to get here, which is very important. That is not the important item. There is a very important item that I do want to be sure that I show you where it is, because it is instrumental for what we are going to be doing moving forward. Oh, snap! I found another Abra. I guess Abra have better odds here. Hopefully this will give me better odds. Nope. My odds still suck. One of these days, Abra! You can't escape the inevitable! Do you fight me? Yes, you do. God bless. Birdkeeper Brian. My goodness, there are a lot of trainers on this route. Alright, Birdkeeper Brian has been taken care of. Nothing particularly interesting happened in this fight. What do you have to say, my guy? Some Pokemon flee right away. Try catch him using Kurt's fastball. Whenever I find a wet apricorn and take it to Kurt, he turns into a custom ball. That is actually a reference to the previous mechanic that I was talking about, given that the fastball was originally intended to deal with Pokemon that had a proclivity to flee. To flee. My goodness, I cannot talk. This is still not what I'm looking for, but this is TM66 Payback. Decently powerful Dark-type move whose power doubles if it is used a second. So, good little TM to have in the back pocket. I'm gonna get Abra one of these days, and it's gonna be the best thing ever. What does Lyra have to say? Hello, this is Lyra, good morning. I was walking alone with Meryl by my side when I turned to look at it and saw it evolve into a Zoomerl. I was so surprised. I didn't think something like that would happen. Well, talk to you later, Griffin. Oh, I'm glad I checked that one. So Meryl evolved to a Zoomerl. That's really nice. Okay, I found a Nidoran male while going around searching for the specific item that I needed. So let's get this one taken care of. Alright, there we go. Nidoran has been caught. Or at least Nidoran male has been caught. Nidoran male, the poison pin Pokemon. It is small, but its horn is filled with poison. It charges, then stabs the horn to inject poison. If you'd like to give a nickname to the male Nidoran, feel free to suggest one in the comments. Now then, while we were doing that, I was going through my notes and I realized that the item that I was thinking about is not going to pop up until a little later, so I'm going to have to hold off on that for now. But that does not mean I am going to walk away empty-handed. I'm either going to find a Yanma or an Abra, and I will get it this time. All right, Abra, come on! Oh, finally, we got Abra. Jeez, I didn't even want to use Abra for my team. I just wanted to catch it out of principle. Abra, the side Pokemon. It senses impending attacks and teleports away to safety before the actual attack can strike. If you'd like to suggest a nickname for Abra in the comments, assuming there hasn't been a suggestion made already in episode 13, then feel free to suggest one. Okay, that pretty much covers all the business that I want to take care of on Route 35 for now. So, there is still the matter of Yanma that we need to take care of, but I'm going to save that for later on, because right now, it's not really worth the endeavor, and there is going to be a slightly easier way to get Yanma at a later point. So, for now, let's just head on in here. And I think we're going to go ahead and end things off in this particular gate. So, we have, to my absolute surprise and delight, obtained the experience share incredibly early. We've nicknamed several of the Pokemon that you guys have suggested. And we've gone through a new route, caught some new Pokemon, and leveled up our Pokemon. And now Ceres is in a viable position. So next time on Pokemon HeartGold, we're going to go left at this gate. And we're going to tackle a certain thing that Whitney talked about. See you guys then.